Hello, good evening. Welcome to Guns and Yellow Ribbons. Arsenal were rampant at the Emirates on Saturday, sweeping Leeds aside by 5-0 in a masterclass. Goals were flying in, the crowd were in full voice. And if that wasn't enough, the unveiling of Emirates, I've got it wrong, Eze lit up the stadium. The noise levels raised higher and higher. A statement win, a statement signing. Plenty to talk about. Let's do this.
Welcome to another podcast by Guns and Yellow Ribbons. This is your Arsenal podcast by Arsenal fans for Arsenal fans. Enjoy the show.
Good evening, lads. Good evening, Alex. It's like you've never left, and I was doing so well, wasn't I? I was doing so well. I was. It was the Emma Ritchie thing that just like it done me. It really done me. Also, the fact that I've been in the pub since 1 o'clock this afternoon with my wife having a few beers, so that may have.
I have a special announcement to make. This weekend just gone, Arsenal signed Eze Beezy. I think he's going to play really well.
Eze Berry.
Fergus has been practicing that intro for the last 2 hours, and he got it right every time before the show. And
I did actually.
It was always going to happen when it was always
every
going to happen.
time.
Massive balls up.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be the podcast if we didn't do that, would it? It wouldn't be the podcast. So let's do this. So, Trev, how are you, mate? You looked absolutely spiffing. You're very sober. Yeah. Well, we'll get into that one, Alex, won't we? You look absolutely spiffing in your Arsenal shirt at the Emirates on Saturday. How was it being sober?
It was a case of having to be, Ferg. I'll be back on.
No, I know. Yeah.
It was. It had to be done. It was a different experience completely. I had my son with me, so that was all right. So we had to come and said hello to everybody, and then we sort of disappeared off. That shirt, I mean, people are going to see it a lot this season because I absolutely love that shirt, Ferg. Absolutely love my new Arsenal shirt. So I'll be wearing it a lot this season. I'm sorry if I bore people with it, but so be it. But I'm aiming to be able to go on the first European away trip, Fergus, and partake in a couple of red wines, maybe.
Red wine. You're getting very cultured in your old age, aren't you? There wasn't really much culture about what we did, Alex, was there? Like, proper good old fry up with you, me and Maz.
Exactly.
Tube down into London, and then it was just like beers, wasn't it?
Same old. Yeah, it was a great day we had together, and yeah, I mean, I had Maz with me, my mate, and he couldn't even recognize Trevor when we saw him in the concourse. He had a bit of a tan, looked much slimmer on the pictures, and you just looked great, mate.
Thank you, mate. Appreciate that very much.
Of course.
It was good to meet everybody up. I know some of us met in Manchester for the opening game of the season, but the main event is always the first home game of the season. And there was a good bunch of us in the Woodbine. It was good, wasn't it, Alex? It was, we got there early. We saw Tottenham strangely do what they do to City all the time, which was a bit weird, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we couldn't really agree on what result we wanted. I think most of us wanted a draw. But yeah, I mean, they just seem to get them every single time away, Tottenham. And I mean, he's had a good start to the season, Thomas Frank, just like Ange had last season. Let's see if the same thing will happen as it usually does. But yeah.
Yeah. Listen, this is almost like a lineup again that we had on Friday night with the Friday night podcast. You were downstairs in my kitchen when we done that. But less dramatic. Did you have such a dramatic flight back to Copenhagen? I know your flight here, you had fire engines and fluid pouring out of planes and brought aprons away from the airport and everything else. How was the flight back?
The flight back was even more dramatic. I think it was about half an hour after we took off. I was sat in between a mother and her son. He was about the same age as me. And then I could see him sort of, I thought he was going to sleep. And then he just leant more and more towards the aisle. And yeah, he'd passed out and was completely gone. So yeah, I mean, luckily there was a doctor a couple of rows back. So yeah, he sort of stepped in and helped. So, but yeah, he was fine. But that was a bit dramatic as well. And then, as you said, on the way over, we had sort of brake fluid leaking from the plane. We had to circle around Stansted, and there was loads of fire trucks when we came down, and loads of people. So, a couple of dramatic Ryanair flights over and back. But hey ho,
Trevor, I expect it was probably the stench of stale Guinness and baby Guinnesses that knocked the poor kid out. Don't you reckon?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, Alex, you were very, very drunk. Mind you, everyone always looks worse when you're sober, didn't you?
Yeah.
You know. So
I think it's probably that, mate. I wasn't that drunk.
Really. Well, you weren't talking English and you weren't talking Danish. You were like talking slurish. You know what I mean? It's
in fairness, we'll finish up on that. But when we got back to this end, we stopped at my local pub, and Maz and Alex were well in the mood. I was knackered. I'm feeling my age. Bought a round of drinks. Introduced them to some friends of mine. There was Arsenal, Tottenham, and all sorts out there, and they also were having a good time. I got back indoors about 8:30, 9 o'clock, and I won't show the YouTube footage, but it is the Ring doorbell footage, but it's absolutely hilarious. Yet again, volume 2 of Alex opening up the little key safe was funny as hell. But you got it about 11:30, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it felt like it was 4 o'clock in the morning when we came in, and then sort of realized it was before midnight. So, yeah, it was a long but brilliant day.
Listen, let's talk about the game. Let's talk about, we've done a bit of the build up of the whole the game and everything else. We talk about the atmosphere on the concourse. The concourse was alive. We asked for people to come around Block 5 and get involved, and people did. It was really, really lively. Dan was up there for a bit. Kieran and Sam and all the others. Everybody done their bit to get the atmosphere going, which was really, really good. But then there was an announcement, and I don't know if I got the photograph, but there was a big thing on. Oh yeah, this is it here. There was a big thing on the screen. Please take your seats for a special announcement at 5 o'clock. Eze. I was about to try the first name. Eze got announced, and 5:20 he was unveiled to the stadium, and there was a buzz. Alex, Trev, you like, listen, we're pissed, so it's going to be different to us. But for you, you're sober. You're seeing what the real buzz is like. What was it like to somebody clear-headed?
The ground was the atmosphere was up anyway. It was a proper first game of the season atmosphere at home. Everyone's full of expectation, full of what we can do this season. Happy with our transfer window. We had, I think, 3 debutants on display. So everybody's ready. Everything's looking perfect. And then they go and shove Emirates on the field as well, you know, and the roof just come off. And you know what? As he walks on a field, Eze, right, you got this feeling, you're 100 yards away from him, but you got this feeling that he just wanted to be there. His life dream was complete, right? This was my thoughts at the time. This boy wants to be here. This boy's desperate to play for the Arsenal. This is the kind of player we want. And then, of course, we saw the Ian Wright interview at half time, and it was fact. The boy just wants to be back. I'm so excited that we've got all these players at the Arsenal now that want to play for our great club. It's so different to what we've had the last few years. We've had some great players and we've had some great effort players, but I just get the feeling that this squad now, they just want to play for the Arsenal. And when Eze was introduced on the field, I just thought, this is the final piece of the jigsaw. This is the final piece of the jigsaw. You know what I mean? This is all falling into place just right now. And yeah, it was a wonderful atmosphere, a wonderful day. We're going to talk about the game shortly, I know. We started off a bit slowly, but by God, did we make up for that?
Trev, sorry, I don't know what happened to my video there, so it dropped out. I hit the wrong button. I'm just looking for the video of the intro of here it is. Harry Symeou from Chronicles of a Gooner. He also does a lot for Arsenal on their commentary team. He works for BBC Radio and many other things. I asked his permission if we could use this because I watched it on TikTok and I just thought it was so passionate and it summed up exactly how we feel as Arsenal fans seeing it.
Ferg, don't you nail it? Don't you nail it, mate? Eh? Harry nails this, people. Harry absolutely nails it.
Yep.
The Emirates, Harry. Someone's appeared in the tunnel.
He's appeared. Eberechi Eze has walked out onto the Emirates Stadium pitch wearing the famous number 10 shirt. He's got the number on his back. He's turned around. He's getting applause from every single corner of this stadium. It's an incredible reception and he's making his way out towards the centre circle. Everybody's on their feet. The roar was incredible when he emerged, when he appeared. And remember, Mikel Arteta's taken the canopy away from the tunnel, so people got a glimpse of him nice and early as he made his way out onto the pitch. He's waving to the adoring fans. He's saying his thank yous to this club, this great club that's brought him back. Because remember, his journey started here. He didn't make the grade. He's been away. He's been rejected on numerous occasions, but he's had that resilience to bounce back. He's become a star at Crystal Palace, won them the FA Cup, and here he is finally back at Arsenal. He's got his dream move, and the Gunners fans here can't wait to see him in action. Hopefully, it will be up at Anfield next week, Phil.
It's so true, Trev. He nailed it, didn't he?
Oh, Harry's a friend of ours. I don't see him often enough, to be honest. I love chatting with Harry. Harry's one of us, and he's just good at doing that commentary business. He does Sky now. He does BBC Radio London. I think he does a bit for the Arsenal as well, and he fits that role perfectly. And Harry, I wish Harry all the best. He's brilliant, brilliant.
The atmosphere in the stadium, North London Forever. There was meant to be a new North London Forever. I don't know what that was all about. I just saw a tweet about it. I think it was the same old North London Forever, but it was really, really loud, Alex, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I mean, I think everyone after that essay introduction was just up for it. And yeah, I mean, as Trev said, it was first home game of the season, so there was just a special buzz and feeling around the place. So I think everyone just sort of sang it a bit more than they usually do. So yeah, it was just perfect way to get the game underway.
Let's look at the game itself then. So if we look at the lineups, the lineup on where are we? There it is. The lineup was Raya in goal, which you'd expect. Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, and Calafiori as the back four. Zubamendi, Rice, Odegaard, Saka, Madueke, and Gyökeres up top. Trevor, is that our best starting 11? Do you put Martinelli in instead of Madueke? Where does Eze fit in this lineup?
Do you know what? I've said it before and I'll say it again, Fergus. I honestly, and I say this with great pleasure, I honestly don't know what our best lineup is, right? Just looking at the defence, I mean, I've got it written down here. We could pick any 4 from 7 for our defence, and that's not including Zinchenko. And I would be confident, right? Absolutely confident in their abilities, you know. And it's the same across the field. Up the up front players now. Choose me 3 from 6. I'll be fine. I'm gutted Saka's injured. I'm gutted Odegaard's injured. But I'm not disheartened as I would have been, because I'm looking at what we're going to bring in, and Fergus, most importantly, I'm looking at how strong we still were when we brought 5 substitutes onto the pitch at the weekend. We were still strong. We're in a great place. We're in a great place, mate.
Alex, is that our best 11? Where does Eze fit? The same questions. Do you swap Martinelli out?
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult to know because I'm not sure where Eze fits in at the moment. We'll have to see what Arteta's plans is for him. I think defensively, right now, I think that is probably our strongest back 5. Timber, I mean, you kind of forget how good he is, and he showed it in this game against Leeds. Calafiori as well picked up where he left off, and he just looked so good. Did he have 1 or 2 assists? Definitely had one, the one for Gyökeres. He looked really good, especially going forward. And then our midfield, Subamendi and Rice. We spoke a bit about it before coming on here, and Trev said these two has to play every single game this season. And I think I agree. They just look solid in there. And obviously we're going to miss Saka for a couple of games, but luckily he's not out for months. It's sounding like it's more like weeks, 3-4 weeks, and we've got the international break coming. I think Madueke looked all right on the left-hand side. He's probably going to play on the right-hand side for the next couple of games with Saka out. And then Gyökeres, he showed what he can do and what he's capable of. And yeah, we'll talk about his goals, but I think that was near our perfect starting lineup, and we'll see where Eze fits in.
Really interesting comment here from Tank Matt, a Palace fan here. If you want the best from Eze, keep him off the wing. Trevor, listen, I watch other teams. I watch Premier League football. I don't watch other football around Europe and so on. But I haven't watched Eze closely enough to know. But everyone says he's a number 10 and he would replace Odegaard. There's talk of him a threat to Madueke, Saka, Martinelli's position. What's your thoughts on Tank's comment?
Firstly, we need to remove the word threat, Fergus. Nobody is a threat to anyone's position. It's a squad game now. It's a squad game played by 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 players, right? Do you know what? I really like Crystal Palace fans. I always have. They're a great. They're so enthusiastic about their club, and they give them such great support. And if you've looked at social media, the Crystal Palace fans have been nothing but in praise of Eberechi Eze. And I think they're to be admired for that, to be praised for that, right? Not many other clubs would have done that when they lost their best player. So thank you, Palace, for that, right? As for where his best position is, I think Eze summed it up himself perfectly in his interview yesterday when he said, I just want to be at this club. I don't care where they play me. I'll always give my best. And I dare say he's always give his best for Palace. So maybe the Palace lad knows better than us, and maybe his best position is in the middle. But we'll find out. But just to reiterate, I very appreciative of Palace fans the way they've been. Superb.
Yeah, totally. And you know what? We mentioned it, I think it was Friday and last Monday, about the signings that we've made. Every one of the signings have wanted to come to Arsenal. They wanted to play for Arteta, and they want to be part of this process, project, whatever it is, and they want to achieve huge things this season. But Eze in particular, the thing that I liked the most about Eze is his story. He left in tears at 13, 14 years of age, went to Millwall, went to Reading, there was a third team, I can't remember who it was, and then he popped up at QPR, and then QPR took him on when he was about 18. He then got loaned out to High Wycombe, and halfway through the season he was doing so well at High Wycombe they recalled him, and then he moved on to Palace, etc., etc. And the guy has just been so resilient and tried, and you don't hear these days of young men doing that in any industry, be it football, be it just never giving up. And it's such a great message to push out. And there was links back to Ian Wright, the Palace links, the same age and everything else. But I just think it's such an amazing story. I'm just so pleased about it. Listen, I think enough on Eze for now. I think we concentrate on the game itself. David Raya, 20 minutes into the game, made an absolutely amazing save, which kept us in the game. Because up to that moment, I don't think there was much. Everyone was just tippy-toeing around, and there was nothing really happening. It wasn't a great game, Trev. But Raya's save, he really kept us in that game. Because if they got that early goal, I think it could have been very different. It probably wouldn't have been, but it could have been a very different outcome.
I would like to think the slow start was because we were finding our feet, Fergus. Inverted commas, finding our feet. I like the thought of that, you know what I mean? Because Reyes' save, it was exceptional. Yeah, it was straight at him, but he had to put his hand up and stop it. And that ball came hard. I heard the ball hit his hand from in the
You
stand.
said.
Yeah, it was a fantastic save. And then, of course, it sort of lifted us a bit. And not long after, we get the set piece, and we're still very hopeful when we get set pieces, and we're away. But yeah, it was a slow start. It was a slow start, and we had an average performance at Man United, but we beat an average side, so that's fine. We had a slow start against Leeds, but we pulled it around and really got into our flow through the last hour and a bit of the game. That's fine. And so it's the way we're improving. It's all adding up to going to Liverpool this week and spanking them, Ferg, isn't it? We'll talk about that later, of course.
Oof, I hope so. Zubimendi, Alex, he was absolutely superb again. I've watched him in the preseason, and I thought, wow, we've got a player. We won't miss Partey, will we? It's just such. For me, it's an upgrade. I thought Partey last season was at his best for us, and was the Partey that we thought we signed. We eventually got after 5 years. But Zubimendi has come in and hit the ground running, and he's been absolutely immense.
Yeah, I mean, I think he could have a higher ceiling than what we saw from Partey. I think the way I saw him before coming to the Arsenal, my sort of what I thought of him was he was more of a stationary sort of deep line playmaker, but he's so much more mobile than I thought. So he's all over the place, and yeah, just physically as well. He's a menace, and his pressing. He was involved in that 2-0 goal as well, which we'll talk about. And yeah, he looks at home and at ease. Seems like the transition from La Liga to Premier League has been easy for him. So long may it continue.
Trevor, another player who he turned down a lucrative move to Liverpool last season.
Another hijack.
But we've got a hijack at Eze. We got that hijack indirectly, and we got this. What's the lad's name?
You did it so well earlier today.
I did, yeah, but that was before I drank.
Let's forget about him. Let's talk about him if he comes. We've got enough on our plates, lads. Come on, this Zubimendi lad, he tackles really well. He moves around the park brilliantly. Looks like he reads the game well, and when he puts in a tackle a couple of times against Leeds, he like snaps in a tackle really quick. And I can see that stirring up crowds when we're away, you know, the way he tackles. Perfectly legal, perfectly clean, just really quick with his foot in and out with a ball, you know. So, yeah, I'm excited about. And do you know what, lads? I was thinking about this earlier, right, boys, about singling out players at this early stage of the season, right? And I ended up thinking to myself, well, it's not very fair because I could single them all out for a reason now, you know. They all look like they should be playing really, really well. But just before we move on, and I forget, Ferg, I'm drifting a bit, but I know you forgive me for that.
It's fine.
What I would like to say is, after I've seen the first couple of performances, those that were calling Berta out on social media, and those that went as low as to spread hate about Madueke on social media, not real fans. Why ain't I seeing any apologies on social media now? If you're men, stand up and put your apologies out there. You were wrong. You jumped in the deep end and you didn't swim. You sunk. So I'm waiting for apologies on social media. Berta has given us our best ever transfer window, in my opinion. And Madueke is already showing that he's got the quality and the skill to hold his own in this Arsenal squad. And long may it continue.
We'll probably come back to Madueke. Before that, though, I'd like to talk about Declan Rice, his corners, his set pieces, which led to Timber's first goal. You know, his deliveries are, I'll say 9 times out of 10, perfect. Alex, you know, set piece again, Olay. It would, you know, people say it's boring, but hang on, you score a goal. That's all that matters. And Rice's delivery and the way we do it is just unreal.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a brilliant tool to have, and a thing we can use against these teams that can be difficult to break down. And in those those games, it's just so important to get the first goal because it opens up the game. And yeah, I mean, like you said, Declan Rice, I can't remember a better corner kick taker than him. As you said, like the consistency and just he puts it on a plate every single time almost. It's such difficult delivery to deal with for the goalkeeper and for the defenders as well, because the goalkeeper's unsure. Should he come out for it or should he not? It's right in between. And yeah, Timber, he didn't have to do much for that first goal, but it was still a brilliant header.
You said you weren't drunk, Alex. You said you weren't drunk, right? Have you watched it back, that header?
I have. It's a good, but the power from the delivery.
Oh,
like
yeah.
He didn't have to get much power on it, just the sort of the direction.
But he was falling back, off balance, found a corner, perfect. Ferg, by the way, right? Sorry, Alex, but Ferg, what you've just said about Rice, right? He takes the perfect corner. Every single one is right on the spot. Causes havoc, right? We'll come on to Timber's second goal in a minute, I know. But that was a prime example. Yeah, Timber put it in the net, but it was Rice that made the goal. Dropping the ball in there. Havoc. He causes havoc, not Havertz. Havoc. Amazing. Brilliant.
Yeah,
miss him,
Havertz is injured. We do miss him. Saka then just before half time gets a great goal, and it was just good to see him looking a bit better. He had a good first half. He grew into the game because let's face it, Trevor, when he was at we played away at Man United last week. He didn't look his best, did he?
Who?
Saka.
No, I don't.
You don't like to criticize anybody. I'm just,
no,
I'm just saying it.
I know.
I know.
You know me too well. I didn't think any of them looked at their best really last week against Man United. I thought it was just just the first game of the season. But yeah, I was a bit worried about our Bukayo Saka because I love the kid. I don't have to go into that again. I love the kid to bits. And I just looked at him and I thought, I'm just not seeing my Bukayo Saka really. Something not quite right. Whether that leg was playing up, who knows? I wouldn't have thought it was, but hopefully he's out now and then he's going to miss England. So he's got a few weeks, and he'll be back flying, I'm sure. He's too good not to be.
Listen, halfway through this game, we all go out for a beer at half time and we all have a good chat. So I just thought we've done it before pre-season. We had Andy's Man Club on about it's good to talk. I am going to continually put that down a second, Trevor.
Sorry, all right. Sorry, okay, calm down.
I'm going to.
I'll come around.
I'm not being grumpy. I'm going to put this up most podcasts. It's good to talk. Just if you got your mates out there, you want to talk to somebody because us lads don't do it enough. Half time though. Half time.
Can I
Jesus.
Can I go again now? Am I allowed?
I was just going to say about halftime beers. Do you want to do something before we do halftime beers?
No, I just want to put Gary's comment up there. So he's all right.
I knew you was going to put that one up.
And then we'll keep on going. And you carry on, mate. It's okay.
Yeah. It was a pleasure meeting Alex in person for the first time on the concourse. Can confirm he was very, very, very drunk. I can also confirm you were not drinking the Guinness.
I wasn't. No.
Oh. That's not a Coca-Cola in the left hand. That's a Guinness terrible. In both hands.
I'm glad I didn't try it.
I can also confirm I tasted it. I had one sip. We had several pints of good Guinness beforehand. That was awful. The Asahi Super Dry, on the other hand, in comparison to Camden, is a million times better. Anyway. Alex got carried away on the concourse at halftime. You bumped into your friend, Danish Gunnar, and you missed Victor Gyökeres's goal.
Yeah, I met my good mate Jasper. He flew over from Denmark and landed in Stansted 3:00 and managed to make it for kickoff. So yeah, just met him and had a chat, and then suddenly we hear everybody cheering. So we ran down to our seats and yeah, we saw the replay of the goal, and what a goal it was. And I think that's sort of a prime example of what he's been doing at Sporting and what everybody was saying he wouldn't be able to do in the Premier League is have space, run in behind, and create stuff on his own. I mean, it was a brilliant goal. Good pass from Calafiori, and the way he drifted inside, cut inside on his right foot, and then such an intelligent finish to finish it at the near post, probably through one of the defenders' legs. Goalkeeper didn't see it coming, and yeah, just you could see the way he celebrated as well. It meant so much to him, and yeah, I mean, new striker scoring at his home debut is the perfect moment.
And Trevor, that's really important to say. Like, created the space and done what he did. But the Calafiori, Gyökeres pairing is going to be huge. I think there were some tactical changes made by Arteta at half time to get the players to drop back a little bit more to create space. I saw they mentioned it similar on Match of the Day, and Calafiori put that ball into that space alongside the defence midfield of Leeds. But there was still a lot of work to do from there. But Calafiori and Gyökeres, I think, are going to be a huge pairing.
Look, right, Heath just put this comment here and took the words out of my mouth, basically. Victor, right? Victor is a massive learning curve. I don't care how much training they've done, right? But we've not had a centre forward that runs these lines and does these things for a long time now, right? Our players haven't had a Victor to put the ball through to, you know? And there were some times in the first half when he could have been away, you know. But we will learn, and it's going to be a massive improvement. As the season goes on, it's only going to get better. You'll find that not just Calafiori's ball was superb, by the way, just what Victor needed, and his run and his finish was off the scale. And that's basically what Alan Shearer said on Match of the Day. I don't often agree with Shearer, but he's bang on. These things take time, and he will come good, and he showed that he will come good.
But it does help that he's such a big lad. He's like a stature of a man. Like, you see him sometimes and go, like, hang on a second, he could look like me. He just needs a pint of lager in his hand. He just looks like a wedge of a man. And this strength, his upper body strength, that's going to really make a big difference in trying to fight his way through for those goals.
Of course it is, because we've had the big men up front. Last season we had Havertz, and then when Havertz got injured, we had Marino, who was also a lump, by the way. But they're not out and out centre forwards, are they? You know, they've done their best. I'm not full of praise for Havertz and Marino, but this Victor bloke is an out and out centre forward, and the way he stepped up to take the penalty a bit later in the game just proved that he just wants goals, and that's all we want from him: goals. Just give us goals, and we win the league. You know, so yeah. Over the moon. Just,
Alex, on the penalty thing, let's not go into Max, because we'll talk about Max Dowman in a few minutes. But on the penalty thing, I'll go to both of you. Quick yes or no. Are you happy that Victor Gyökeres took the penalty, or would you rather Max Dowman have taken it?
I was very happy with Victor taking it. I think he is definitely our best penalty taker, and he's the one that needs the goals the most at the moment. So I'm very happy with him taking it.
Yeah, agreed, 100%. So Victor takes it all day long. Max Dowman's time will come. Victor's our striker. He's our goal scorer. Takes the penalties. Full stop.
Good. I think the romantic story we're doing great. 15-year-old, da.
Definitely.
It's not romance. It's about winning the Premier League and possibly the Champions League as well. The next player I want to talk about, we touched on earlier, is Madueke. We saw him in two different guises, because the injuries to Odegaard, who came off, I think, about 37 or 38 minutes with a shoulder impact thing. And then later, Saka came off. So Wanyeri came on for Odegaard and played in the number 10 role, or his position. And then Saka got substituted, so Madueke went over onto the right. How did you find him, Alex? His performance? I think he's really versatile. He's able to play both sides. On the right, most people are saying he looked even better than he looked on the left, but I didn't think he looked bad on the left either. But it's really good. And as Trevor said in the notes, fuck the abusers. It's so good just to shove it up their asses, isn't it?
Yeah, he'll come good for us. I thought he had a very decent game. I think the way he just goes at his fullback, and he's very direct in the way he plays, and I think he's got a good delivery on him as well. and he's decent with his right foot as well, his weak foot. And yeah, I mean, now we've got Saka injured for a couple of weeks. He's the perfect replacement for Saka at the moment. He'll probably come over to the right, and we've seen how well he's done at Chelsea on that right hand side. And yeah, I mean, I'm very happy with him, and I was very happy to see him start as well, and to see Arteta put in faith and trust in him like that. So yeah, I thought he had a very decent game. Wasn't outstanding in any ways, but had a good game.
Yeah, but you need a 7 out of 10 performance every week from
Exactly,
certain players. You don't need 8s and 2s and 8s and 2s. You want
He'll
like
settle
7s and you want steady. Trevor, even like people. I'm careful how I say this, but people who don't go and see people as much live football as we would see, and may see more of the TV and hear more of the sort of media rhetoric, were saying to me this week after the weekend's game, "Oh, I was quite surprised with that Chelsea lad. He's doing all right for us. That Madueke, but he had a great game, didn't he?"
Yeah, he played fine. He played absolutely fine. He didn't give the ball away. He retained possession. He found a pass. Played in two positions to a good level. We couldn't have asked any more from him. And do you know what, Ferg? I've got to drift again here, mate, because this is something that's really important to me at the moment. You and me spoke about it yesterday briefly. Madueke was the final nail in the coffin of me getting the bottle to do some social media videos on my own, right? I'm doing when I'm with you. I love that. But I'm sick of seeing these abusers of Arsenal players and Arsenal staff. And as you just said, Ferg, people see what's on social media, right? And they take it as gospel, right? So I'm going to keep doing these videos. I'm sorry, people, if they do you ready in a bit, but, just skip past them. I apologize for that. But when I'm at a game live, I'm going to do a video before and after the game, right? And I'm just going to say my fans' perspective, right? No remit, no hatred of anybody. I'm just going to be myself and let you know what it's really like. Don't listen to these people that are screaming all the time and saying we're crap all the time, or that we shouldn't have got Madueke and we get a petition up to get rid of him and Berta ain't going to do any good. Don't listen to them because they don't know. I don't know. That's why I don't say them things. But then people don't know and they do say them things. It's horrible. Horrible people.
Looks like Eddie has set the barbecue on fire up for us, isn't he?
So can you do me a favour? Can you take that wrong spelling of Madueke off, please? Because it's annoying me.
What is the right spelling then? You should have told me beforehand.
Madueke. Hang on a minute. Who's put it?
Maduke. Double E.
There you go.
That's EKE. Yeah. There we go.
You'll get used to it. That's Ferg's little twist on the show.
Listen, I'm dyslexic as well, so don't have a go. Don't have a go. all the letters were there. They were just jumbled up a little bit. It looked absolutely perfect to me. Absolutely perfect. Listen, I know. I just think it's really good that he's come to and done. So you totally threw me there, Trev. Totally threw me. Actually, it was your videos I was going to say. I actually quite like them. And they're only 20 seconds, 25 seconds of a video, but they are really positive and really good. And I don't know if you're going to be Hillsy for much longer. You might be Shirt Man.
That's what we were saying. He's trying to get a clothing line.
You know what? Funnily enough, before the game on Saturday, I saw Nick, Coke guy, and we had a long chat. He's a lovely man. He's looking forward to the season like we are, and I wished him well. I'll see him regularly. And I had that shirt, but I've got this one I've got on now. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but on Fridays I've been wearing the yellow shirt, and I see a bloke with that shirt on in the ground, and we looked at each other and I said, "Oh Jesus, mate! I said, I nearly wore that shirt today. Brilliant. This is see, this is what we do at football. We don't fall out and argue and shout abuse. We're happy and we support the guys. Here we go."
Here we go. Listen, so who have we had? We've had Timber's first goal. We've had Saka's goal. We've Gyökeres's goal. Timber's second. Let's talk about Timber's second goal. Alex, I don't remember it.
I think it was a set piece, wasn't it? I remember seeing the ball bouncing around in front of me, and then suddenly it was in the goal and everybody was cheering. So,
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, another brilliant. Trev, what are you going to say? Go on.
No, brilliant. No, carry on. I thought I was gonna pick up and make some sense of what you two are blabbering on about, to be honest.
Yeah, go on then.
Well, it was Timber's second goal was quite simply down to Declan Rice. He dropped every corner right on top of the goalkeeper. Maybe Arsenal had done their homework and thought the goalkeeper might not be good in that situation, and we've got so many big players now, you see. We've not just got Gabriel and Saliba and White. We've got, Calafiori's a big lad, Victor's a big lad. We're full of height, and that goal just caused mayhem, and it could have gone anywhere, but Timber was the man who stuck his boot out, and in the net it went. Brilliant. Give me more of them. Give me more of them goals. I don't care. Opposition fans are saying, "Oh yeah, you're just scoring from set pieces again." Yeah, I know. We keep scoring from set pieces all season.
We'll take them all season.
Yeah,
I tell you, say that to Blackburn fans many years ago, and say it to West Ham right now, and all the other teams that are struggling, they'll take a goal anyway. Whether it's a set piece, a penalty, or off like the goalkeeper's arse, they'll take it. Listen, we've got 424 people looking at this live across the various platforms. We got 30, 40 of us on YouTube, and myself and Trevor's Twitter feed. We'd love you to go over to YouTube. Click like and subscribe. It does help us out. It opens up some more things I can do just to try and, well, it just opens up. The more people we get clicking on YouTube, the more people that see us. And we do this like for fun, love. I did get paid for the first time ever. I got paid by Facebook or Meta from the Facebook page. For the last 6 months, they paid me £18.26, Trevor.
£18.26.
I couldn't buy 4.
You nearly got your money back you have to put in to set the channel up. Yeah.
It cost me more than that every month.
I know it does. Yeah. I know it does, mate. Yeah. That's why I don't see any of it, you tight bugger. But,
I couldn't even afford to buy a round of drinks in the Woodbine. Listen, the man, the boy, the future. Who have we got to talk about next? Only Max Dowman. He saw about a half hour of the game. He came on. It was Madueke that went off, and he made. Was it Madueke that made way for Dowman? I think it was, wasn't it?
I think it was. Yeah.
Hang on a minute, I can tell you that because I've done my notes here. You know what I mean? Dowman came on for Madueke in the 63rd minute. Yeah.
And listen, that's a really good run out for a 15-year-old one to make the Premier League. There's not many that made. I think the only one who was younger for Arsenal and any other team was Wanyeri, about a few weeks younger. But he was outstanding. To see him, let's just look at what we saw with our eyes. I saw this man on the pitch, and I say man on the pitch because that's what it looked like. It didn't look like a 15-year-old boy. His stature, his size, his control, his attitude, it was unreal. Trevor.
Oh, you've said all the words that are important, Fergie. He looks the complete player at 15. I've never seen anything like it. I've seen young players come through before. I've seen fantastic young players come through. And this young boy is right up there with him. His confidence with the ball at his feet, running at Leeds United defenders I found it quite funny actually, because the Leeds United defenders didn't know whether they were coming or going, especially the young left back. So yeah, all perfect. I want to see. I have every confidence though that Arsenal are going to manage Dowman perfectly, because I'm not qualified to say what we should do, whether we should give him time every week or give him a rest. I don't know, but I'm sure Arsenal do, and they'll do the right thing. But after the game was over and when he came on, boys, I just wanted to see more of him with the ball. When we had the ball in midfield or pushing up from defence, I'm just thinking in my head, give it to Dowman. I want to see Dowman with the ball. Give it to him. He was that skillful, that good, that exciting to watch. Oh, bring him on at Liverpool next week to score the winner, right? And I'm going to run on the field, take my shirt off and give him a big kiss and a cuddle, get arrested, never go to football again, but I'll be happy.
Oh, that would be good. Can we have your ticket?
No, it wouldn't.
Alex, he's 15. I actually saw Wanyeri's debut at Brentford, and I thought for a 15-year-old lad, Jesus Christ, he looked 21, 22, and he was very big and broad, Max is different. He does look beyond a child, and he does look like a man. And but it's his confidence, it's his skill, it's the way he carries a little bit. I'm trying not to get overexcited, but he did carry a bit of an aura about him, and it did feel a special occasion as well to be there to witness what will, if managed correctly, will be a huge talent in world football.
Yeah, I mean, he just seems unfazed in the same sort of way.
That's the
Same
word.
sort of way we saw Lamine Yamal when he broke through. He seems unfazed, and I think Saturday was the perfect circumstances for him to come on. Game was pretty much finished 4-0, and he had a half an hour to sort of have a run at the Leeds defense. And yeah, I mean, it felt like the players was trying to get it to him a bit as well. I feel like I remember Rice sort of having a chance to have a shot on goal, and he sort of forced it out wide to Dauman, and it sort of never, nothing really came of it. But I mean, it just seems like everything moves a bit slower for him. It seems like he has the time to sort of think about everything he does. And yeah, when he lunged in the Leeds defender, his quick feet, he just quickly moved the ball and went down as soon as he felt the contact. And yeah, I mean, I think he's going to play a pretty big part this season. He'll probably be on the bench at Liverpool. Now with Saka out, we'll have to see whether Odegaard makes a recovery. But he's just going to be. I mean, he's going to have a part to play this season already. And it seems crazy when he's only 15.
Yeah. Trevor, where, what part will he play in the squad this season? Like, he's still got to be nurtured in. I thought before I saw him playing for his Premier League debut against Leeds, yes, the game was done, etc., etc. You're very right, Alex. But I thought we might see him in the FA Cup. I thought we might see him in the latter stages of the Champions League. Oh no, he can't play in the Champions League until, well, the latter stages he can of the league phase, because he has to be 16, which will be on the 31st of December. But yeah, I thought we'd see him in the League Cup, FA Cup. I didn't see him get into the Premier League, but it looks like we're open to have him. How does he feature?
He's very much in Arteta's thoughts, isn't he? It was proven at the weekend, right? He didn't pick him first week. He's bunged him in second week. So maybe but you see, we can afford to rotate everything. If he doesn't come in every week, that's fine. It'll keep his hunger up. It'll give him recovery time. I just trust Arteta. When you think about the weekend, Ferg, right? We used 5 substitutes, right? And I didn't think we looked any weaker at all. I trusted all 5 of those substitutes. We still had Kivior, Marino, and Martinelli on the bench, not used, who are free players I trust implicitly. Very much Premier League standard, yeah? And then we had Havertz, White, and Norgard injured, right? So just looking at those numbers and those names, it's all going to be rotated. It's all going to change around, I'm sure. But I think, if I'm honest with you, I'm trying not to push Dauman too much. I feel like I'm putting pressure on him, right? But if I'm honest with you, I want to see Dauman play against Liverpool. I want to see him get some game time against Liverpool. I want to see him get some game time against Forest the week after. He was that exciting. Ferguson will laugh at me here. I've been excited to see players make their debuts over the years, right? But Dauman's right up there. Dauman might even be top,
It felt like a special moment watching him play his first Premier League game. It felt like sort of a moment that's going to be remembered for many years to come, and look back at and sort of say, I was there when Dauman made his
I totally agree. And I remember, actually, I was with Dermot, my brother. We went to see Arsenal play Newcastle at Highbury in the Carling Cup, and I was in the West Upper, and I saw one Jack Wilshere, I think, made his debut in that. And my brother Dermot looked and went, wow, what a player. That's a future England captain. And it just depends on how your cards are dealt. Yeah. The cards for Jack didn't work out as well as he would like, whether it was him, whether it was injuries, whether it was treatment, whether it was the pitch. There's we'll never know. We'll never know the whole story. We can surmise and whatever. But I just hope that a talent like Max gets the rub of the green and makes it as far as he needs to. And we can have him for as long as possible, because unfortunately, the vultures are going to come looking for this kid, and they're going to want him at Barcelona, Real Madrid, PSV. And that does, we just want him for a long time, Trevor.
But I mean, the difference is, though, Ferg, is that these boys, they're born and raised Arsenal now. All Max Dowman probably remembers is Arsenal. He's 15. He's probably been there.
He's been there since he's 8.
Since he can remember, you know. I know we've lost a couple of youngsters over the last few years. I'm not going to name them. We've lost 2 or 3, and we've let them go. But I get a feeling they didn't have the right attitude to wait their turn at Arsenal, and certainly none of them that we got rid of have shone at the clubs they've gone to. So I'm not worried about Arsenal systems at all. I just want to see us win this league, and I think we've got everything. As I said earlier in the show, and I really meant it, when Eze came on that pitch, right? There's another name I've not just mentioned on that list, boys. Eze, right? Eze substitutes injured, and we've got Eze to come in as well. We've got so many to come in, right? I just feel that the final piece of the jigsaw fell into place, and it's down to us now. It's down to us. I honestly think we can only lose this league this year, right? By having a bit of a bad run. I know we're good enough. Last year I said I knew we were good enough, but we weren't deep enough. This year I think we're good enough and we're deep enough with our squad. We're going to go far. We really are going to go far. I'm sure of it. Oh, God, I'm excited. This old man, you know, I'm so excited.
Just quickly before, I know you want to move on from the game, but I just quickly want to mention Mosquera as well, because he came on and I thought he held his own and played really well. And I think he's going to have a part to play this season as well. I think he's
I think he's a quality player, and you know, in reality, he's the ready-made replacement for Saliba, and that's what he's been groomed for. Because eventually, you know, players will move on, and hopefully, when they're on the downward crest of the wave rather than still on the upward, which is what I worry about with like the likes of Max. We're going to win the league, Trevor. We're going to go up and down the country, and we're going to teach everybody who the Arsenal are. Next Sunday, 4:30, Anfield. Speakers can be up loud, but we'll be louder. What's your expectations? We've got possibility, a doubt over Odegaard. Saka's definitely going to be out. Havertz is out. Unsure about Ben White. You know, we've lost some key players. Normally, like if this was last season and we're going to Anfield with those players missing, we'd be absolutely crapping ourselves. But as we've alluded to throughout tonight, we've got 2 players in every position, and even those players that are in those positions can cover other positions because we bought such versatile players as well. So at that front area,
when you look at what we've got, of course, I worry about going to Liverpool because unlike their fans, Liverpool are a great football team, right? They really are. They're quick and they move the ball well, and they're going to be right up there this season. That's why we've got to be so good. But we can be so good. And Ferg, you're exactly right. We've got the squad now where we can lose Saka and Odegaard and be fed up about it, be annoyed about it, want them in the squad badly. But when we look, we think, okay, there's ways around this, though, and we're not going to drop the standard. You know, we're going to really keep it up there. So I still... and I can't believe I'm saying this, but I mean it wholeheartedly. Saka out, Odegaard out, White out, Havertz out. I would still, I'm not saying they're all out, but that's the way I'm putting it. I would still go to Liverpool full of hope and some expectation. Absolutely. And that's down to the work of Arteta and Berta.
And the backing from our owners.
Yes. Yeah, for sure.
They've really backed us this transfer specifically.
Well, they have done over the last 4 or 5 years. They've backed since Arteta came into position. You know, they came under a lot of scrutiny and questioning, including directly by myself. I questioned Josh directly about his exit strategy of Arsenal because I didn't feel that they were the right custodians. But you know, so far they've proven me wrong. They just need to win something to, basically put me right back in my place. The last time we went to Anfield, it was 13 years ago, September 2012. Carzola and Podolski scored. It was a 2-0 win. Thank you, Gente, for that. 13 years. It's got to be unlucky for Liverpool, hasn't it, Alex?
Carsola's first game. I remember that game. Hopefully, history repeats itself. Man, wouldn't that be a big statement to go up there and win? I think sort of the general confidence within the fan base will probably depend a bit on the game tonight and how well Liverpool does against Newcastle.
You may or may not remember the conversation outside the pub on Saturday night, but we were talking to the Arsenal, the couple of the Arsenal guys, the old school Arsenal guys, and I was talking to a couple of old school Tottenham guys who weren't very complimentary about my top, but that's neither here nor there. But I actually said how well they played against City and that they had the Bok over City. And I said it to you and a few of the other guys when we went, oh, well, they've won. Didn't we wanted a draw, etc., etc. And I said, but what we need to do, forget about them, what we need to do is we need to be going up to the northwest and need to be beating teams like Man City and Liverpool 2-0. Trevor will be back in a second, I think. But you do know what I mean, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, it's just always important. And I think for the past couple of seasons, we've not lost against sort of Man U, Liverpool, the traditional Big Six or whatever they call them. But traditionally, we have struggled a bit in the north with the likes of Liverpool United. But it seems like it's turning around under Arteta, and hopefully we can go there and win. I'm confident. As Trev said, even with the injuries we've got, and I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see Arteta throw Eze into the thick of it and just throw him straight in. He's ready. He's had a full preseason. He's played. He played the Charity Shield final and played the first game of the season. He's ready to be played. He's Premier League ready.
Trevor, I'm conscious that people will want to get off and watch the game at 8 o'clock, but what's your thoughts on the game, the importance of winning and making a statement up there? When you dropped off for a second, what I was saying is Spurs went up and done what they've done quite a few times to City, but Arsenal need to be going up the northwest. And whilst we haven't lost recently, we need to be winning these games.
Yeah, I'm really happy that we've got our first 2 away games up in the northwest. I genuinely am. They're the hardest places to go. I think that a draw wouldn't be the end of the world. We're playing, our main contenders, I would think. But to go up there and win would be a massive statement. And Virgil van Dijk's name's coming up a lot in the comments, and it's exactly right. I think that our forward line might be too good for Liverpool's defensive line. I think that's where we might win the game, because I think Liverpool's forward line and our defence, they'll play each other, and we could well keep a clean sheet. But up front, if we score, we got a chance of scoring against Liverpool's defence. Ferg, my head's just gone into a bit of a shed, mate. I know you want to finish it, but people just mentioned the Cronkies, right? And you rightfully mentioned them, Ferg. And I think it's only fair because I was quick enough to jump on their backs, right? When we had when we got upset and we were all down at the Emirates kicking off about them. I honestly think that those demonstrations worked a bit, and they worked a bit alongside Josh Kroenke. I think, in my mind, Josh Kroenke's gone to his dad, Stan, and said, "Dad, we need to sort something out of the Arsenal. We're becoming unpopular. We need to really sort something out." And maybe they looked at the top of Arsenal's hierarchy and thought, they're not the people to take us forward. And they had a bit of a clear out, didn't they? And then Arteta came in and Edu at first, and they've changed it around completely, and they've spent their money. So I was quick enough to have a pop at the Cronkies. I've got to be quick enough to say I think they've done a really good job now. I have to. That's me.
No, I agree. And if we win something, then I think we all need to eat a bit of humble pie. I don't know if they're the ones who were pushing towards the Super League or not. I don't know, but who cares? One thing, while we're talking about Liverpool, because we'll preview the game fully on Friday, but Trevor, let's have not 5 minutes, but maybe 10 or 15 seconds on Liverpool fans and their ownership of chants, their ownership and their self-righteousness and their entitledness and always
Look,
look. I'm going to disappear for a second, but yeah, you I
was
can
that
hear
a
you.
doorbell ringing then, Ferg? Was it?
Trevor,
Was that
it's the doorbell, drip,
the
drip, drip.
doorbell
Yeah.
ringing? Yeah, of course.
Trev, should we just speak about Max Dowman instead?
No, it's. I mean, Liverpool fans. I don't know what's going on with them recently. They've been all over the. You can't put a post on social media without a Liverpool fan jumping on it. So they must all the time be putting. You may know how this works, Alex, better than me. But for me, you don't get stuff pop up about other teams unless you keep looking at that, and then your algorithm shows
definitely.
you that's
right.
what you want to see, right? So I can only think that Liverpool fans are seeing everything that we post because they keep looking for us, and I ignore them. I had a little factual one today, a little factual pop back at one of them. A Liverpool fan immediately checked what I said with Grok, and he was very disappointed because Grok agreed with everything I'd said.
You got Grockified.
Yeah, but I don't. I normally block them and just mute them and don't bother with them because a bit sad really when they've got a wonderful football team at Liverpool at the moment, league champions, starting off a new season, and they're spending all their time commenting about the Arsenal. It's a bit sad really. So, but it doesn't really matter to me.
Right, anything you want to finally talk about, Trevor? Because I know you normally do. You normally do Trev time. I think you've had it a few times in there. Ben Jacobs apparently is about to make an announcement or teasing about an announcement at 8 p.m. There's Incape. They're talking about which I to be honest, I don't know much about the player. But all I know is Spurs were after him, and it looks like we might get him. And it's just like
another one.
It would just make me feel a bit. I don't know.
Yeah, it's. Leave it till Friday. Let's not get caught out.
We'll see. He'll be a good replacement if Kvyat's to leave.
Leave it till Friday. But just remember, right? If you do see Liverpool fans, we're an older club than Liverpool. We wore red shirts before they did, right? Our song was written about us, right, by a young man who lives in the area. Theirs was written for a musical with nothing to do with Liverpool, right? Okay, and that's it. And at the end of the day, Liverpool would never exist unless Everton moved out of Anfield, right? So Liverpool are just a satellite club of Everton, really. Luckily, Everton said no to Anfield, so that allowed them to be formed. And so at the end of the day, they're not worth worrying about. Let's go and watch Newcastle give them a right beating now. Come on, you Geordies.
I'm pushing the button.
Up the jaw.
Trevor, 476 people watching us right now. I hope you've enjoyed this hour. We do it every Monday. Next Monday we won't be because I'm away with the beautiful wife. It's international break. But Trevor and the others may put something together. But I won't be here next Monday. But we will be back the following Wednesday, the 10th of September. And we'll have a special follow-up with Andy's Man Club and commemorating or just marking its World Suicide Awareness Day on the 10th of September. And we'll be talking about that because us blokes don't talk enough. Trevor?
Exactly. It's good to talk. We are going to keep running with Andy's Man Club because we're men and we want to help our friends, and everyone that watches this show is a friend of this show. So if you need to talk, You need to talk. Have a look on that Wednesday. Google and his man club. There'll be a group near you. Fergus is exactly right. It's a subject really close to our hearts, and we will keep supporting it as very best we can.
I would like to also add, we're not being sponsored or asked. This is purely on the back of what personally means a lot to all of us. Listen, you have been watching Guns and Yellow Ribbons, an Arsenal podcast by Arsenal fans for Arsenal fans. Alex, thank you very much for your company over the weekend. It was absolutely brilliant.
It was brilliant.
I've enjoyed. I've got a little bit left of the Irish whiskey. That was really, really nice. I had a good gesture of you, and have a great day out and a great day. Trevor, you looked fantastic, mate. Keep up doing what you're doing. It's just really good to see you feeling good and feeling happy. The telly's turned on. 1 second. But yeah, let's do this. Let's end it. Up the Arsenal. Fox Spurs.
Thanks for listening to Guns and Yellow Ribbons, an Arsenal podcast by Arsenal fans for Arsenal fans. Follow us on Facebook at Guns and Yellow Ribbons or Twitter at Guns and Ribbons. And remember to rate and review us too. Up the Arsenal.